The experimenter met the child in the nursery school and invited him to play in her toy room. On the way to the room, the experimenter informed the child that first she had to complete some paperwork in another office, during which the child could watch a television program. As they entered the office, the experimenter seated the child 5 feet in front of the television, then turned on the program. The experimenter then occupied herself in the far corner of the room with paperwork, whilst the child viewed the filmed performance. In the aggressive model rewarded condition, Rocky, the aggressive model, encounters Johnny, who is playing with his highly attractive toy collection. Rocky asks to play with the articles but is refused. He then exhibits a sequence of highly aggressive responses. Johnny then attempts to spank Rocky but is overpowered and striked with various toys. Throughout the video, Rocky's aggressive actions are accompanied with aggressive verbalizations. The final scene shows Rocky helping himself to lemonade and cookies and playing with the toys. He then packs up the toys in his sack and sings a merry tune, whilst a voiceover announces him as the victor. The film shown to the children in the aggressive model punished condition was identical in all respects, with the aggressive model rewarded video, except that the social interaction sequence was rearranged to show Rocky being severely punished by Johnny. The children in the non-aggressive model control group observed 2 males engage in non-aggressive play with the aggressive stimulus objects. This control group provided a standard of comparison against which the experimental groups can be compared to determine the effect of the levels of aggression in the video, reflecting on the behavior in children. Children in the second control group had no prior exposure to models. Test for delayed imitation. After observing the models, the children were tested in a different experimental situation, designed to assess the imitative and non-imitative aggressive responses. Each child spent 20 minutes in the test room, which features toys that the aggressive model used to strike Johnny, and toys that generally produce non-aggressive behavior. Each child was rated in terms of predetermined response categories by judges who observed the behavior session through a one-way mirror in an observation room. Response measures. The measure of imitative aggression was obtained by counting the frequency with which the child performed the following matching actions to the aggressive model: kicks the Bobo doll, lassos or strikes it, shoots darts at cars or plastic farm animals, repeats the specific aggressive verbal responses emitted by the model. The measure of non-imitative aggression was based on the frequency of the occurrence of non-matching physically aggressive responses directed towards the objects, and aggressive verbal responses that differ from those expressed by the model. Model preference. At the conclusion of the experiment, each child was asked to evaluate the model's behavior and to select the character he preferred. The children's preferences served as an additional measure of the influence of response consequences to the model in promoting imitation. Bandura et al., 1963.